Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Go to the church, though.
Tawali man, what's up?
Man, can you imagine people just dump everywhere? Someone drinks water and throws the bottle wherever.
Come on, Rogers. What else do you expect people to do with an empty bottle?
Simanya now, do you know that plastics take at least 450 years to decompose?
What? That's a long time.
Exactly. Because plastics are made out of a lightweight and flexible material that doesn't decompose easily. And plastics everywhere in the environment cause plastic pollution.
What is plastic pollution now?
It is the accumulation of plastic waste in the environment, like bottles, polythene bags, straws. All of these contribute to plastic pollution.
I have been using them without knowing their effect.
Yeah, a lot of people have. Plastics are a danger to the ecosystem, both on land and in water.
So how can we overcome this problem? Is there something we can do?
Oh yes, we can reduce by minimizing the use of plastics, reuse by repurposing them, or recycle by collecting and processing them into new products.
Everyone wants to change the world, but no one wants to change themselves for the world.
How about we change our habits for the world?
And it starts with me and you.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digital.
Looking for a pair of shoes? Let's Up Stores has a wide range of selection for unisex footwear. We have the best quality of all brands at pocket-friendly prices, and we make deliveries countrywide. Just place your order or reach us on 0772 08 0090. You can also check up at Let's Up Stores on all our social media platforms. Let's Up, craft your own footprints.
Hi Rogers, can I ask you something?
Shoot.
What does corruption mean?
Well, summarily, corruption is abuse of public power for personal gain or for the benefit of a group to which one owes allegiance. For example, when a public office is abused by an official accepting or soliciting a bribe. By the way, private people can be corrupt too, like bribing police officers to escape fines.
Okay. So exactly how does that concern me?
Well, do you pay taxes?
I guess, yeah. What does that have to do with this?
Everything. Because those taxes you pay are supposed to facilitate services you use, like water, electricity, roads construction, medicines in hospitals, name it.
Okay, that is much bigger than I thought. But it can be stopped, right?
Well, yes it can, although it may not be as easy as it sounds. And here is the reason why. Corruption roots are grounded in our country's social, political, economic, bureaucratic traditions and policies.
So, what has kept it going this long? I mean, why don't we stop it?
Well, the main reason why it has been here for so long is because institutions are weak, either as a result of poorly defined ethical standards of public service, weak administrative and financial systems, or ineffective watchdog agencies.
What can we do to stop it?
At a national level, we must focus on strengthening the independence and effectiveness of public institutions that fight corruption. At a personal level, we must commit to never giving a bribe.
I promise I'll never give a bribe.
Well, that's a great decision you have made. Me and you now have to spread this message to all our friends. If we all do our part, corruption will be no more.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digital.
Are you craving for that special meal that will entice your taste buds and leave you with lasting thrilling memories? Look no further. Spice Island Bulenga has got your answer. Natural, fresh and delicious juice, the best meals. Don't miss our daily specials from Monday to Sunday. Pizza Wednesday, Saturday Pizza Bonanza, you buy one and take two. Come dine with us and feel the experience. We are located at Prime Shopping Center in Bulenga, Mitiana Road. For inquiries, call us on 0704111720. Spice Island, we treat your cravings.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Amukulikeyo mukuumulamu okwo mukyali ku The Mighty Drive Show olunaku lwa 22 omwaka tulimu mwezi gwa kusatu omwaka 2024 eddakiika 24 zakaita ku ssaawa 2 nga twabasuubiza olunaku lwa leero tugenda kuba twogera ku nsonga z'abakyala era mu studio abakyala babiri bamaze dda okuba nga banneegattako omukyala Nana mu Africa ono si mupya eri TV yammwe atera nnyo okubanga ajja wano n'atukyalirako. In fact abadde naffe kuva mu buli obudde nga tukyali mu van Nana tubadde tubeera naye nga tunyumyamu naye emboozi paka ssaawa zino era kibeera kya ssanyu nga tumukyaziza. Mukyala is a civil rights and human rights activist ayogera ku nsonga eziba ziruma bannayuganda. Yeegatiddwako omukyala Sarah Knight naye nga era civil and human rights and political activist era olunaku olwaleero ngenda kuba nnyumyamu nabo. Fiona alinaitwe anaaba atwegattako nga bwe tugenda mu maaso ne program. Nabagambye dda bw'oba oyagala kutubuuza ekibuuzo feel free kiweereze ku social media platforms zaffe at Digitalk TV at the Alternative Uganda wonna weereza message tujja kubanga tuziddamu bajja kubanga mbibuuza ebibuuzo bano abakyala basobole okubanga babaddamu. Without any further ado munzikirize mbaaniriza nnyo abakyala. Muli bulungi?
Tuli bulungi nnyo mwami Karuhanga.
That's good.
Tuli ba mukisa nnyo okukyazibwangako wano ku TV y'abantu.
Era naffe kitusanyusa nnyo buli omujja ne mutukyalirako. Nana obadde oludde nga tojja naye yesanyiridde tubadde toludde. Tuli waliko wano ku Woman Crash Wednesday. That was like 2 months ago, 3? 2
months or so. Yeah.
Okay, nsaba buuza kuba kulaba.
Baviewer ba TV y'abantu eno. TV eteri antama. Nze eno kati eno si TV ya bulijjo by the way. Mwebale kulemerako. Mujjayo ensonga nga temwetiriridde.
Tugezaako.
Bakubamu akaswanyu nga basirika naye bakubye obuswanyu babalinyisiza zikabangali. Naye mwebale kulemerako nga mukyaza abantu nga ffe. Ffe tulina abatakyasobola yadde tukyaza. Nti oyo radical kale tugazaawo. So we congratulate you on that okuba nti mulemeddewo ku nsonga muweereza abantu. It's always wonderful okuwayamukko nammwe wano era mwebale okutuleeta okutukyaza olwaleero ne munange Sarah okuva mu Arua alinaitwe n'atwegaseeko kijja kuba kya mukisa mulungi ddala. Is Women's Day worth celebrating in Uganda?
Soko olindeko manager ya Sarah soka jena yatubuzeeko tutandikira wenyini Sarah tukwaniriza nnyo ku Digitalk TV.
Yeah, thank you very much. You know, this language, I'm very little in it, but I can understand. Speaking, no. I would like to first to thank Almighty, having been here for the first time. And I have been hearing about it, and it's very good to also to promote the activists.
Yes.
I thank you for having this TV.
Okay. Knight, before I leave you, I just want you to explain to Ugandans just more about yourself. For those who are seeing you for the very first time, at least Nana has been here a couple of times.
Yeah. Actually, for this TV, it's for the first time.
Yes.
But in other TVs, it has been for very many times and very many years, since long way back.
Okay.
And I would like also to thank Ugandans for their prayers. I wouldn't be here up to now.
Okay.
If it wouldn't be because of Dr. Ssenyonyi, I would have been no more. So I also have to thank the Ugandans themselves. And I'm very proud of myself. And I also to thank the Almighty Father of not having made me a pretender to force to do something, but you do what your heart tells you to do.
Okay.
Thank you very much to be here.
Okay. There are not even many people or many women who are as strong as Asati like yourselves. I first congratulate you and happy Women's Month. Why are you looking like that, Nana? Omwezi guli gutya ogw'abakyala?
Omwezi gw'abakyala ffe nga bw'olaba olaba message enyambadde twasazeewo tugukozese mu ngeri etali ya bulijjo etali ya pretense just like my colleague Sarah has just told you, we are not going to pretend about things. Okay. Yes, it's International Women's Month. It was International Women's Day, but relating with the situation we are in Uganda, what's there to celebrate? Is it a good hospital for women? Is it good maternity wards? Is it well-paid nurses and doctors and gynecologists to help us as we, mother this country? What's there? There is very little. So for me, what I think is we shouldn't pretend. Yes, it's internationally, it's a month to celebrate women, to count on women's milestones, but we must not pretend and get lost celebrating as those that have already made it.
What do you mean we are pretending?
We are pretending there is nothing to celebrate. People are using the word celebrate.
Have you looked at those leadership positions that are covered by...
These are plastic. These are plastic. Women are being used in Uganda.
Okay.
The word women is being used. Once leaders that don't really care about the commoner, once they learned that governance is almost impossible if women are not involved. So they found small, target small ways to pretend that women are involved. Women are allowed places, that you have a prime minister, that you have a speaker of parliament. What good or what relevance are these big position women to the common woman? You have a speaker of parliament. I think her region, the region where she hails from, those are some of the poorest regions in Uganda. Yeah. Those are places where women give birth on torches and whatever. But that person will have a mansion there. And you can't find a hospital that's as big as a house that she recently showcased. So what is there to celebrate for the common woman in that region? To celebrate, clap, that the speaker comes from my place and she has a good house? What purpose is this big house to her? So these positions, I think, are used, are just plastic things to throw, to share the very beautiful picture. Oh, we have a Lupo, Jessica, we have our Nabs there. Some people call her Nabs, Mama Nabs. Tuina ba Mama Nabs, waingire kakumiro, bachara ne bakuba mu ngalo, Mama Nabanja, Mama Nabs. Naye mabega okuba engalo zino eziba siwuse, ezisiiba, they are tilling land, ne bye bajjamu akatale kabyo tebiriiwo. I think these are plastic positions. Ebyeyambisibwa abakulembeze abatafiiridde ddala ku kinyusi kya kutumbula mukyala. Nalabye omukyala Matembe gwe nenyumirizaamu ennyera gwembala omu mu bamenta bange. I count her as one of my, her ways have subconsciously mentored me. But I saw her speak somewhere. But we're celebrating, you know why we celebrate? Because before the women were at the back, and now we are at the front. Which front are we? Which front? Using these roads that we just used? This chaos we call transport in the city or in this country. Do you know why Arenaito is not here? This country does not have transport systems. Everyone is doing things as an individual. If you're waking up to take children to the school, you are alone. You have to hire Yoka Boda. The Boda is not belonging to a company that they will be also, accountable if something happens or if they don't keep time.
So you live in a third world country. What did you expect? We're in a third world country.
So
in a poor country.
Why are we hobnobbing with Americans and Europeans? Yeah, Women's Day, Women's Month. These people did a lot. There are so many names, for example, in the American history, British history. Women came and protested. Women smashed windows and glasses. Some women took it to, to become deliberate arsonists. As long as they were hurting no person. Okay. But to go for these, they went for these places of oppression and they burnt them down. There was a girl called Lillian, I forget the other name. She kept getting arrested. She went into those jails and went on hunger strikes. They force-fed her. They forced her to feed through the tube so she wouldn't die in their hands. But she would get out and she would lead other women to do things to get to where they wanted to get to the level of voting. Kakati, when we got here, we've been lied to that now we can vote. Who are you voting? You're voting people that are taking chunks of your taxes to put them in their purse. Then when they come to the communities, they throw you 2,000, 5,000, you didn't have salt, you buy salt, you go and vote them. You are not voting because you're informed. You're not voting them because they are the best people to vote. So I see all of this as plastic. We are copying, we are pasting stuff, and then gathering in women's busakos. We must celebrate because previously we were behind. You are at the front now, today. With who? With whom are you at this front? With whom is Mama Miria at the front today? With whom is Sister Alupo, Jessica, or Nabs, Robina, or Anita Mong? With whom are these people at the front? The Parliament exhibition is telling us that they are on the front with their immediate relatives only.
Okay.
Huh?
These
positions are plastic. These celebrations are totally plastic. It's a cost on us. If I had a say in what happened in Kattu, I would say spare this money, drop whatever, a hospital or mini or even just dispensary in Kattu.
But you know that most of these
but here you are, you will.
women-led.
Can we, for example, ask how much was spent for these preparations? If a president must be a place, don't be surprised to be told they spent 5 billion.
Yes.
Police had to go, the Land Cruisers have to take all these plastic smiled people, the girls that have to march need new boots and uniforms. If you go into how much was spent and compare it with what these women officers they are putting at the parade to march for the president. Their children are in the barracks as hungry. Their children are in the barracks going to tiny, tiny schools, dust, what, and kukunyi. Eh? But these girls must bathe and shine, but someone akufesi, bagende bamachinge maso g'omukulu. This is plastic. Okay. It is misrepresenting the woman. It's because now we've been barred from saying what we feel or expressing ourselves. But if you allowed that police officer marching at the parade in Kattu, where Mr. President is presiding over Women's Day, if you allowed her air just for 5 minutes, you will not believe.
But in the first place,
you will not believe how oppressed women are.
In the first place, that woman wouldn't be even in those forces if it weren't today.
She's there to be used.
But she's
used against.
She's at least doing that because many of these women were not seen to be able to do such patriarchal roles. But let me first come tonight before we took on. From a perspective of northern Uganda, where mostly you base, do you think we are still pretending? Don't you see some women empowered in your community? In fact, I hear that in your community, most of these households are women-led. You're the ones bringing most of the things on the table.
Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, I don't know where this country is going.
Okay.
Concerning issues of women, women leadership didn't start now, during President Museveni's regime, never. Women leadership started those days back during Obote's regime.
Okay.
And I can still remember there's a statement which was made by His Excellency later Field Marshal Idi Amin, that women are the best managers.
Yes.
And the women freedom was given way back. Actually, the current regime is implementing what he got in the Constitution of Uganda.
It was already there.
Yeah. So it's because we are not given chance to talk to our women of Uganda to understand that leadership of women didn't start now in this regime as they have taken. Because now they are going ahead confusing women that, yeah, you know, President Museveni's government has given us freedom. It has given us leadership. Women are
plastic
there to
lines.
They are just
people
lines.
that like Museveni.
No way. Not everybody. Let me say it's just minority of women who are there to benefit.
And they are there alone.
On the sweat of majority of the women who are suffering. You get it? So this country need to be told that women leadership didn't start today. And our freedom must be given the way how it started. Actually, we must be respected in the world because we are the mothers who are multiplying this world.
Exactly.
And without us, nothing completely. For example, I'm disappointed when we women are coming out to express our views in this country,
On a day like
to
International
the
Women's
voice of
Day.
the voiceless, to
In
the
the
women
market
of
in
this
Nakao.
country.
That's where we're coming.
To the women of this country.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we find that the police officers have been used to come and beat us without knowing that we are fighting for the cause of each and every citizen of this country. Now, when you come back about the history of women, sincerely, it's not now. It has not started now.
Yes.
It has not started. It's only that women are there to be plastered and they cover them, their face, using money not to speak the truth about women. They are forcing women to continue confusing the fellow women that this current government has given us leaderships, positions of leaderships to be led by women. That's why you see women are now they confused that let's support this government because our women are there. These women you are talking about that they are there.
They are there alone.
With whom are they there?
There.
Why don't you ask yourself, with whom are you there? For example, if I can give you an example, like right now, majority of women are single mothers.
Yes.
Majority of women are single mothers.
Yes.
And that
The
one I'm
majority
telling
of
you
families are led by
without the
women.
fear or favor.
That's true.
There,
Very
nobody can
sad.
beat me around that. When you take those single mothers, their children are the best in classes. When it comes to results of P7, Senior 4, Senior 6, in the university, you'll find that most of those children who are performing better, who performed even better, school fees have been paid by the single mothers. You'll not know even where their fathers are. And when you go up to the extent or deep, you find that even some of the fathers of those kids are people who are working under this government. They don't want even to be responsible. They just pretend to
At
be
the
in the
first
government.
level of-
And I'm there. You know, my children there. They talk about children, but they don't know where the school fees is coming from. Unfortunately, the way how this country is operating, I'm always disappointed.
Or you are choosing to see something that is not working.
We are experiencing it. We are not choosing to
choosing.
see it. We are experiencing it.
Thank you. None of my sisters said it. When you come right now, if you look at how the government is operating right now, it's very much so annoying. Why have I said so? You'll find that the sponsorship they are talking about in this country, go right now. You will never get even a kid of a poor woman or a single woman being sponsored by this government. Instead,
It's again
they
the ones
take
who
the
have.
sponsor among themselves. You find that a son, a daughter of minister is being sponsored. A daughter of MP is being sponsored. What about this poor woman who is down there suffering, looking for school fees, and the kid is the best? And the kid has done the best. Why is the government not following that? That's why you see, we women, we are not happy to celebrate Women's Day.
Women in big
We
positions
are not
are being used
happy to
against
celebrate
us.
Women's Day. Why should we celebrate Women's Day when corruption is being done among the women,
Exactly.
among the
That
government?
was also going to come.
You get it?
We are
So-
having shocking revelations that women are also.
I'm
being
really
corrupt.
so much disappointed. When I looked at some of these women in leadership, sometimes I feel so sorry for them. People like me, people like other women, who really can come out and talk on behalf of this country. They don't want to see us going to this parliament. They don't want to see us in a leadership position because we shall come and open the eyes of women, the rest of citizens of this country.
Okay.
Why have I said so? Because they have taken everything. Let me say, most of the offices have become militarized. Even the hospital, militarized. Even the schools, militarized.
Go to Makerere.
Most of the institutions in this country has been militarized. Even you fail to understand. Like, if we are to take most of these police officers, do you think that these are all police officers who are trained under police forces? No. No. I would stand on my feet
See it from their
without fear
behavior.
or favor and say, no. Most of these police officers, they pick those soldiers, the SFC guys, just to come and join police force. To
camouflage as police.
Camouflage police and to take over this government indirectly, showing that we are the police officers, and yet they are not.
They are security
That's why you see their behaviors when protesters come out. You'll even see the difference between the police officer who was trained under the military, under the police forces. You'll even see the difference between them and the military men who have been pushed to go and lead the police office.
Don't belong.
That's why I've said most of the things have become militarized. It's only that there are no people who can come out and say that. People live in fear. People live in fear. The current country where we are right now, we are living in fear because they don't want you to express your views.
Okay, speaking about expressing views, allow me first come to Nana. Nana, is the best way of expressing yourself and your grievances through protest?
At the point we are in Uganda, yes. Without fear of contradiction, yes. Who is going to hear you if you're, for example, now I have a member, a woman MP, that I didn't vote, truly. But I am a known activist, a known rights advocate. I have never seen or spoken to her or attended a workshop that she has. With whom is this woman leading this city? With whom is this woman leading this city? Once you are voted, you're not a leader just for those who voted you. You are a leader of every woman. Start with that, for example. Have you ever met your woman MP there? Has she called a workshop and said, okay, all the other women at their levels of leadership, come, let's see what do the women need, what are the women saying? It is not there. Once the women in the market in Nakawa, we were in Nakawa on Women's Day. Night, Sarah, Fiona, we said, let's talk to fellow women. And they were happy to talk to us. But they were fearful to be seen on camera. So we also did it away from camera. We protect our women like that. People are living in fear. The women we spoke to, you ask them, have they even seen their woman MP since she got elected? Never.
She's busy.
With what?
Lobbying for them.
Lobbying what? Robbing for them. Robbing for herself. Take it from lobbying to robbing for herself. So we have a total challenge. People don't understand what leadership is. You get into a position of leadership. With whom are you leading? Every day you're going to, I don't know which days they go to Parliament, you're being chauffeured there. This is a girl who didn't even have a bicycle. We need to also understand, you know that what we have in that Parliament is also a direct reflection of us.
We're going to talk about that in
I'm
the
a
next
woman
hour.
that has had businesses in Kampala here for years. I'm a taxpayer. Well, I didn't avail myself for that because I'm already a leader at a level of voluntary level.
That's what I was going to say. You're volunteering, but you don't have power. So
I don't have power.
Why don't you go where you can get the power?
Wait, because I see where you think that I'll get the power, I'm just going to be even paralyzed more. This is what's happening to these young girls. Okay. Who is Shamim Malende leading Kampala with, for example? I have never seen her. Nalongo mu community yange entinda oba muyenga oba wa mu Kampala nze I pass through markets and people nalongo you cannot see
actually like 7 million women or 8 in Kampala.
But how many stand out and say abachala wali bagamba bwe bati abaana tebalina pad ani ayinza ovayo n'agamba nti lwaki poliisi kuba abachala lwaki poliisi yandiwambye abachala lwaki poliisi yandirinnyo omukazi ne kabangali etebwamu amafuta omuwi w'omusolo n'emutta.
For example, Nana, if I can give you that information.
Who are they leading with?
I was in leadership for 15 years, in the district leadership. Since President Museveni promised that all the primary schools in Uganda, the secondary schools, are going to supply the schools with pads. Since that year up to date.
Nothing.
Is there any school wish that the pads has been given by the government?
When the woman came out to ask for this accountability, we see what happened to her. She had to serve 18 months in jail.
Yes.
Huh? Yes. But I personally would reach women behind the doors, MPs. Ssenyonyi, bit. Yagizeemu yawemuddemu. Bw'aba yawemudde, londamu the parts ezitali kuwemula. N'okubuuza pads z'abaana nakyo kya buwemu. So these leaders are working against other women. Whether they know it or not, they are working against every other leader at other levels. Ne bakuleeta mu parliament, gwe nolowooza nti oyinza okukola weka. I'm Nuupu lawyer. Are all women in Kampala Nuupu?
No.
When you take leadership, you have to forget about
when they try to work with government, you say Baba Guze and those things.
They will not even work with any other government. No. Okuva lwe bayingira tewali yali abalabye, tewali amulaba mu community, tewali amulaba n'abakyala banne, tewali amulaba mu ddoboozi ly'abakyala balala. Apart from that, what benefits that Kataine grouping where she thinks she can get more votes the coming whatever. So for me, what I'm saying, women are being made to work against other women, whether by the incumbent government or even opposition. Because now Ugandans, the common Ugandan, has two types of oppressors. Oppression jetuyita mukati is by two authorities.
Please explain.
The opposition and the incumbent. And me people like to call me controversial.
Exactly, because you sound controversial now.
Tell me which woman member in opposition, for example, has been seen on the level of the ground. Echitali munti ayagala kamere mulengere. Bayingira bekalakasa. Their campaign was about protesting bad governance. In fact, we will not work with the incumbent government. In fact, we will not do this. Oluyingira parliament.
We have seen them protest.
Incumbent ayita olukungane koloro ne batula ne batekinga notes. Which is not bad. You cannot lead alone.
Yeah.
If you have failed to take power as government,
yes,
you can work with the ruling government. But as you work within the ruling government, why are you now choosing to just hobnob? We are not seen as leaders. Nja kubuuza ebibuuzo ku member of parliament ow'omu Kampala mwempangalira ng'omuwi w'omusolo nga nakazadde as a rights defender, as a woman in community who has contributed something. Omuntu abantu wabaawo ekiro ne bankubira Naalongo wano nno wali bwe wati nze nkubirwa amasimu, even police women.
Yes,
tobalaba. Don't see them being sent to pull me on the street and think they are against us as people or we are against them. I have been called by these police women. Waliwo yankubira nga ali mu ddwaliro, she was bleeding out, simanya biki, simanya ensakota bagimuwadde, azadde bawe yagenda. You know, we find ourselves doing the heaviest duties as talina zaffe. We are not even empowered to do these things. But the little capacity you have as a woman, as a person with humanity in the heart, you go there. Bankubira batugobye mu barracks, they've not showed us where to go. Now our children are getting holidays. Where is their MP? MP Kampala alina okuzingiramu omukyala omupoliisi, omukyala omusomesa, omukyala protestanga nana, omukyala ow'omukatale. Ku Women's Day,
yes,
babiteekamu engata and they went to Kattu to celebrate.
yeah.
International celebrations are here.
But what are they celebrating is what we are asking. It is all plastic. Women in leadership, you're continuing to work against the common woman, whether you know it or not. You're continuing. But the mere fact that you go in that parliament, they bribe you. We hear they have taken 50. We haven't had Nazikuno. Women used to be, like Idi Amin said, women are the best managers.
Yeah.
Women previously, they didn't get involved in stealing. It was unheard of to know mkazi ya bie.
You're right.
But today when you hear members of parliament have taken 100 million back door, you wait to get the, the magic, that magic spot of the women said no to this.
Even up the extent of even stealing Mabati.
No,
that's where exactly. I was coming. Because the Mabati, we had the vice president, we had the speaker of
the whole list is full
the
of
ministers, most of them.
Seriously. Ababbi b'Amabati bonna bakyala. It's on record. Mabati thieves, majority were women.
And by the way, if I can give you that information,
they are the
those
ones.
days, women used to fear how to steal, even money. But these days, they are the masters.
Where are they learning it from? The ones purporting to be leading them, the ones purporting to be legislating, are being unfair. I have nothing against women members of parliament. I have nothing against my sister Shamim Malende. If I asked with whom is she leading? Beyond the Noop and Kamoch and Kananka and Kavuli, who is she leading or advocating for women with? With whom is she doing that? Because you cannot tell me that you get elected in such a huge, that's a huge position, by the way. No, not every woman in Kampala is a new person. Other women are in police, others are in military, and they are all women.
You want to come to the street and protest when Nana is there? Is that what you will call?
Why not? Why not? Cause Jenjo Gerako, women brutality. How many Noop women has it claimed? Even lives. Why shouldn't she be there? The only woman in this region, even Buganda, or Muliba MP Abasobamuchi, the only person that attempted to bring that matter, that totally and terrible matter, the only person that bothered to talk about it was Zake. He has that zeal to protest. Aina byakola ng'omuvubuka omuto ate kiri kye wabuuzizza nti getting hard kiteekwa kuba nti mu protest mu setting gye tulimu e Uganda. Government eriwo teyagala kuwulira ddoboozi ddala. And it's practically impossible to govern people without their consent. No matter how much you try it, they are going to realize it's impossible. And we are here to help them realize that. Ndinze tojja kwekalakasa luko woye sijire yavudde n'agamba bagezeeko okuleetawo embeera lwaki tetuleetawo embeera bw'eba eri mu ffe embeera tetugireetawo buleesi the embeera is coming from within us. Police as an institution mbabanja mwantusaako obuvune ne munjeregajerega kooti n'enjerega naye even their word court gye yanjerega nayo mugigaanidde. Ningamba what better day than Women's Day, or kujjayo my fellow women, call my fellow women, and we talk about this. And you still bar us? That gentleman told me we are state. I was told. No, and he's not lying. But what is state doing in my face? What is state doing in the faces of three women with a child? What is state doing there with guns and walkie-talkies and these huge commands when all we are asking for is police protect us? We need justice. Are we lying when we say we need protection? I talked to Fiona who stays in Mpuuga. Let's try and come early. The earliest I can try to be out of the house is 6:30. Earlier than that, it's unsafe.
Yes. Which is very true. Okay, Nana, let's go for a break. When we come back, how effective have these protests really been? And of course, we also look at the question of corruption in the women fraternity. How have we come to a point where women are the thieves? I could not believe this, but it is what is happening today. I'll also read some of your messages as we come back for the next and final hour of the show. My name is Edgar. Let's go for a short commercial break.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk. The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Looking for a pair of shoes? Less Up Stores has a wide range of selection for unisex footwear. We have the best quality of all brands at pocket-friendly prices, and we make deliveries countrywide. Just place your order or reach us on 0772 08 0090. You can also check up at Less Up stores on all our social media platforms. Less Up, craft your own footprints.
Are you craving for that special meal that will entice your taste buds and leave you with lasting thrilling memories? Look no further. Spice Island Bulenga has got your answer. Natural, fresh and delicious juice, the best meals. Don't miss our daily specials from Monday to Sunday. Pizza Wednesday, Saturday Pizza Bonanza, you buy one and take two. Come dine with us and feel the experience. We are located at Prime Shopping Center in Bulenga, Mitiana Road. For inquiries, call us on 0704 11 1720. Spice Island, we treat your cravings.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Mukuliko eyo mukuwumulamu okwo atuyingidde essaawa yaffe ey'okubiri ennono y'essaawa ebeesembayo tukyalina omukyala Nana mu Africa n'omukyala Asara Night bonna nno bano boolaba balwanyizi ba ddembe bakyala bali assertive nnyo twasembyeyo okulabalaba ku lunaku lw'abakyala bwe bavaayo kubanga bayogera ku nsonga zibasuubira ziba affectinga ng'abakyala naye engeri poliisi gye yabakwatamu ndooza nammwe mwenna mwagiraba abamu mwasoosowaza ensonga ya omwana nga mugamba tosobola kukwata mwana bw'otyo naye it is what it is kyekyo ekyaliwo naye kansooke nzigye wa Night. My question to you is we are seeing all these particular challenges that are happening and she has also highlighted on them and how do you think you as women can be empowered as yourselves to really fight these particular challenges that you are facing?
That is the
especially thing. In terms of, let's start with this last one that happened to you people when you were incarcerated and arrested in such a manner and when.
What I can say about that is the minority of women who don't fear like us must not stop talking to women.
Okay.
Whatever the course will take, if they have that courage the way we have, with the time, women will get to know that really we must do this and we must be here, we have been used. Secondly, yes. I know this government, secondly, I know that this government does not allow women to express themselves,
which is very, very true.
By showing to other women that
it's not easy to happen.
It is not easy for a woman to begin to come out opposing the government and they are yet they enjoying. That's I've even said before. Majority of women are the ones benefiting.
Yes, it's
majorities.
Not all women are in positions of power, as you say. That's very, very true. Okay.
No, it's not easy. That's why me, I'm a politician.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a political activist. I've even ever said, it is not easy to be in opposition. It's like you are committing suicide.
To be in opposition.
To be in opposition. That's why you see majority of women are running away from being their body to be beaten.
Yes.
But when God has led you to go and do something for the better of this country, you will never fear.
Conviction.
But
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
You people,
never fear.
Not many Ugandans have the conviction like you, Nana. That conviction
you never
have.
Fear.
It's okay.
No,
as
like
finish your point.
as I finish my point, if I may tell you, me, you look at me as Sarah Night here. I have the capacity of being in Parliament. But why I'm not in Parliament, it's because of money. The government is using money like hell to sort the people that when you contest on NRM ticket, you'll go through and you'll be in Parliament. That's why you see majority of women who are now going on NRM ticket, when they reach there, they use money for them to be there. When they reach there, they don't speak. Now it has become like, let me also go there and get my share. In Kilugbara, she said, you get it? That is in Kilugbara. He has already got hers. Let me also go in the Parliament to get mine. You get it? That is now what is moving among the women. But if really one of the best women MP so far from our place in the Parliament was Honorable Christina Bia. Bako Christina Bia. Even up to now, people are crying for her. She has ever gone through. It's only that the way how the government operates. Even like in these elections of 2021, where we are blocked not to enter in the tallying room. And what happened? They went ahead and declared all the NRM candidates. Who even people saw at the ground, they did not go through. Yes, they did not go through. Even people know. Even people started jubilating outside, so and so has gone through. But reaching in the tallying room, what happened? What happened?
Magic happened.
For example, people say, yeah, because Honorable Kasano Ward lost. No. Honorable Kasano Ward was even number 1. The Nook guy was number 2. The NRM person who right now has been declared as an MP was number 3. Who didn't know that?
We have evidence.
Yes, we have evidence. It's only that these are highly educated people who don't want this issue of court. Okay. You go to court now, whom are you accusing? And you are going to court against the current government. Will you win that case?
I don't know.
Let
me bring in.
So it's not really not easy for women to come out. Okay. Majority of women are suffering down there. Even some come to us and tell us, please, we are doing this, we are feeling this because of this. For us we fear. For us we do this, but we are really suffering. Okay. Even those ones in the ruling government. Okay. How many times, instead going to the person who is in the cabinet, you come to us to ask for help. Okay. And the little we have, we share. That's why people have come to love us. Me, I will never be compromised. Okay. Even when I was in the council, I always stand on my feet and said, no, this is wrong. I can never be compromised. Okay. And I always support what is right. Even the current government, if he has done right here, I said here is good. But if it has done wrong here, I have to come out and correct the wrongs. Okay. And that is what the government doesn't want to hear, because he's pretending, this current government is pretending that he's promoting women. So women should not come out and be against this government. Okay.
Let me bring in Miss Arena Itwe Fiona, who has just joined me. Arena, you're welcome.
Thank you.
We're good to have you. My question to you, and I'll go direct to the point, is Women's Day worth celebrating in your perspective in this country? Basing on what has happened in the past, but also in the recent past, when you people tried to protest or speak about things that were affecting you, and you were manhandled in a way that our viewers have been seeing.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Moderator. Women's Day in Uganda is not worth celebrating, because the women are breeding in this country. They have nowhere to report their grievances. Nobody's there to listen to them. So we, the three, as you can see us here, on 8th March 2024, we said no. Let's take this to another level and echo out these matters that are really affecting women in this country. Whereas our other so-called empowered women were in the Sorot celebrating Katakwi. But what were they celebrating about? We saw the minister, the vice president, talking about her success, of how she has really succeeded in reaping a lot of mangoes, oranges, and this is the woman who we think she should have empowered those women down there to be the one giving such testimonies. But if herself,
such a testimony.
yes, but if herself is the one showing that, you see, I'm even a vice president who is now in charge of your agriculture. So clap for me.
But don't you feel it's inspiring when someone knows that this woman comes from a major, from nothing, then she is now a vice president of a country like Uganda? Isn't that an inspiring story to
But with whom is she celebrating?
Her achievement is
Celebrating
well
alone.
celebrated, but let her inspire
Others.
on the ground. Okay. The other women are malnourished. They have no homes. Their husbands have chased them out of their houses. Their children are not at school. They have nothing to eat. The land has been taken out from them. They have nowhere to squat. What do we celebrate about? We have nothing to celebrate.
See the ones they are making to dance. They are malnourished.
Those ones,
are thirsty.
Those ones are my group I represent as a woman rights activist.
But how, you see, do you want to say that it should have been perfect? Because there is a place where
have you
women
seen her
are
hand?
today. Yes.
This is a result of brutalization of brutality by police
on Women's Day, International Women's Day.
This is police brutality on Women's Day, as we try to express ourselves at police station Naguru. This was done by police, women and men in uniform.
Very sudden.
I don't know how to go about it. My hand is paralyzed, painful. Everyone say, go and do another test. When I do, then another say, do another test. This one is not showing what it's all about, and I am confused.
So let me come to you, Nana, before I come back this side. Have these protests really yielded something?
They have.
These that are breaking people's hands. You have.
They have yielded.
You have gone through a lot. You have lost your womb, and I cannot fear to say it because you've said it here before.
It's okay.
Really?
This is public.
Is it worth it? Have you yielded something?
The fruits are both bitter, and some are beginning to taste okay. It is a bitter fruit that I have harvested as a women rights defender, that I am homeless. You look at me wrinkling up at my very tender age. Look at what I'm looking like because I don't have a uterus. It begins to work against your skin. It begins to work wrinkles on you. Stress. It gives you even hormonal imbalances and different stresses and indignity and shame. So there is a bitter fruit that I have harvested from my conviction that women and all other Ugandans must be able to express themselves in their country. Amidst all the work of governance and everything, every person, every one of us here has their own individual thought and belief. That you're so sure, you're so convicted, you really think it's worth fighting for. And that's from this being my personal conviction, then it becomes, I reach Asara and she thinks the same. And then that's why it becomes conviction of the community and beyond community country. Fruits, yes, there is very much fruit looming. We are about to touch the fruit. Let's not give up. Why am I homeless and I'm going back to a police protest? Worse, in the very place that I nearly died. What will it benefit me to stop now? Give me back my uterus? No. Nothing. Will it change that if I stop, does it, have we arrived at a place where women can express themselves, where single mothers can be legislated for? Single, women-headed families, they are not represented. In COVID, I tried to air this voice. I don't know, God, how many people, how many single-headed families, how many of these mothers contacted me in COVID. When the weight became too much for me, I took it to the street again. Peaceful, I was still on a stick again. I went to the Mtinda bus stop. Yeah. You think I'm the one that wanted food as well?
No.
The women around me, nalongo. And when you count them, like she said it, when we were in detention at Ginger Road Police, and the women, hey, you ladies, but what is it? You're even looking good. Why are you doing these things? Yeah? I told them, you women. It's because we have eaten our dodo, we have learned to eat it in peace, drink our mukalu, but we have issues, and we have issues as women, not just the ones you see here. Women are single mothers. If you take a roll call here, single mothers, put your hand up just in this station. Police women, us here, the ones in detention, I told them, out of 50, 49. She said, no, the full 50, that's a police officer. And it's true.
And majority of them, by the way, they are not even married.
And the men are getting away with it. And not that we can, our pushing for rights for women to be heard can change that. Okuva mu budde bwa Bible, some women were married, some women remained unmarried. Women activists in that Bible, many of them were not married. Like me, and it is not an embarrassment. We have women members of parliament that are single mothers, but none of them has ever put up a hand to say, Banange, can there be a strong law that makes men provide for their children in these communities? So we avoid children littering the street as beggars. So we avoid women leaving children in the muzigo with a candle to burn them because she must be the breadwinner. She's the one to take care. She's the one to take to the hospital. She's the one to get the school fees. Which woman MP? You think all these mothers in parliament are married women? They are single mothers, but they think that it is a shameful
status. If I can give you that information about the women members of parliament, you see majority of them there, they are single, right? But they cannot come out and talk about that.
The challenge is of single parents.
The challenge is, I've come on NRM ticket, let me have to protect my party. So they are there oppressed. Those women are pretending to be nice. They are oppressed.
Mwami Karwanga chetusaba
sichirene. They can't speak.
Ensonga zetwogerako. In fact, some of our cases, they cut across all. They do not have to be solved by just the incumbents.
No.
Even you coming in the opposition, what difference are you doing with only your own formation to promote women?
Gabbo.
Ngamwe abagala okukola government abakyala mbalowoozezaako ki. The opposition members of parliament we have in parliament, for example, it is a very big problem. I've not said it for the first time. Single-headed families. It is a big challenge. That's why countries that have taken strides in development, rights, governance, they know it. Nti omwana wa gundi wa single parent, especially particularly a mother, ajja ku expecting a kitaawe to make the man by hook or crook pay child support or go to jail.
Yes.
In Uganda, the men get away with it. You find women in those police stations, there is these unipots they call family and whatever, child and family protection. Unit. If you take the survey, most of the cases there are cases from single mothers with absent fathers. They are not only absent physically, they are absent from provision, and the law is okay with that. And then the law, the government, they are wondering why term begins and children haven't returned to school. And parliament is talking schools, yes, are expensive, but it is worse. It is worsened by the fact that many homes are singly managed. And particularly by women.
Yes.
But how many mothers in that parliament are even advocating for a stronger law? Abana abafa ne bajja candles burn children at night. It's not because these mothers are so monstrous to leave the children alone. I've experienced this.
Even they're not careless.
Let me come to even a night right now. Night, she's hinted on the parliament, and you've also hinted. But there was an affirmative action that renders every district in Uganda to have a female member of parliament.
Right.
Do you think it's something that has been monopolized, or it's something that we need to rethink also, or it's something that we need to continue? Because according to the biases you're talking about, there is an issue of women who are just eating these days and not leading really very well. Then there's also an issue of these affirmative positions have been owned by these females. They have not become affirmative positions in the real sense of the word.
In the real sense.
Yeah, because
they are positions for those with money.
I'm going to give an example of Kamuli, a district where Rebecca Kadaga comes from 1989 up to now.
Yeah. Same woman.
Cecilia Ogwal has been the same case in Dokolo, unfortunately, until she passed on. So, do you think we should rethink these things? Based on what is happening?
Yeah, actually, I would say that it must start with the president. It must start the president. If we are to limit, that's why, if we are to limit that every member of parliament must have only 2 terms or 3 terms. That's where other women could have also that chance of being there in parliament. But now, why the MPs are fighting that age limit should not be there? Because they must be there permanent. The moment you are there, now you have money, you have everything. Do you think that this poor, bright woman who can speak for the people will win you?
I don't think so.
Because he doesn't have money, but he has the brain. He has the language. He can speak without fear or favor. But now here, people know that people are in her support. But when it reaches time for voting, money works. That's why you see majority of these people are there permanent. They have taken it to be like their home, like me say their home or their residence. So they don't feel like coming out. But unfortunately, shamefully, they are just there to sit and listen every time when a man raises up in the parliament and talk. They are there to do, you have to just to nod and to hit your foot. Majority of these women, I'm going to say this one without fear or favor. I'm a woman, I'm a politician. What these people are doing in parliament, sometimes I'm not happy of it.
For 40 years.
For 40 years. They are there just to malice others. They are there just to fight among themselves. So that I must be there.
Fighting
I
among
must be
themselves
there.
also.
I must be there. Even among the leaders. Even you can hear the ministers. You have ever seen in social media, they will put the Speaker of Parliament here, they put the Vice President here, they put Nabanja here. You will find that there are some issues among themselves. You will even fail to understand why. Because me, I always advocate to see how I can pull a woman down there to come and we move together, we work together. I'm always proud to see women in leadership. That's why in my constituency, even if you go now, you may think that I'm the woman MP of that area. Because every woman, when they see me, they are very happy. When they see Honorable Christina Bia, they are very, because when they come to ask, we give them information about what they want. Go to the current woman MP. This is now her 2nd term. What have you ever seen her standing in the parliament and
say anything?
Not even in the committee.
They even
that's why even in their own people have raised up and got, currently as I'm talking, they have got a girl against her. They are now moving. Because it is very shameful. To be in parliament and say, after all, I'm a friend to Museveni's daughter, nobody can pull me there, I have my things, I'm there. You get it? Yes, why are you proud? You have gone there to represent the people. I always feel very embarrassed when I look at some of these women MPs who don't speak, but they come
If you
out
want the proper reflection of leadership of women in this government, look at women like Full Figure. Full Figure does these things as comedy. But this is exactly how even the most educated women in this government are behaving. Full Figure telling people, yogurt. She can't even pronounce yogurt.
She's a
yogurt. Red Bull. She plays these things as comedy and we laugh. But this is exactly how even the higher rank women in this government are behaving. The Mama Kadagas and the Who's. Balya, when they give them a car, as Kakati, when they suggested vehicles for previous speakers, you have been speaker for I don't know how many terms. Some of us can't make count around some of these. Mama Kadaga, Omana, a daughter. These women, these young women, she calls daughter in Kamuli. When are they ever going to be able to represent themselves, to represent things that belong, that relate with their own generation? If they always have someone who calls them daughter, Mama is
but
there.
But we also have one who calls us
something.
If you want to know the behavior, if you want to know, what's inside the hearts of these women who are placed in these positions to just sugarcoat, throw little sweet things around women are in leadership in Uganda. Look at women like Full Figure. She calls herself what? The president's advisor. It's bragging. She's not doing this because this is her, this is Full Figure. It is how all these women are seeing it. It is how Anita Mong is behaving. When you look at me, I came from Bukedea, I had like a small black Gomez,
The next time I want you to submit on that. The next question I'm going to ask you particularly,
let me finish my point.
what do you think about the concept of
the extravagance in that house, and Tiembaya Full Figure, Abagambe Yagala Yogate, Yagala mayonnaise, is not just fan of Full Figure making fun. Nabanena bamusinga ko bwe beyisa. Omukyala Anita Among, hating okuva Bukedea. Just Rose auntie, I don't know, maybe she's from a rich family or something. Otuko otya kudala, mbo ogule kitete ekyo yure 15.
There is no evidence to that.
There is. We see.
Let me come to you, Hannah. Hannah, what do you think?
Can I conclude?
Okay, just concluding.
Let me hint properly something small on the affirmative action.
Yes.
The affirmative action in Uganda has not been understood. Instead, it intimidated the young generation by those who captured it before us, and they didn't interpret it better to us to know which position we should take. Young women are left in air. They don't know where to begin from. You see the woman is there for 10 years, 20 years, and you also begin to say, when they hear that, oh, so and so, by the way, has finished university, she's also aspiring to come for you, said, bring that ready for me. Then they intimidate you properly. Hey, I heard that you want to come for my seat. Is it true? But young woman, you still have a lot to do. Do you want a job? What is your problem? Then the young girl will humble, talk her problems,
take another position,
and go away.
Like I've said, when you look at those women MPs in Parliament, only a few who can stand up and talk about their constituency. Majority will not know why they are there. They have never and ever spoken on behalf of their people, on behalf of their constituency in Parliament. Never.
For 2 Sanjas, she managed to say nothing all the time she was there.
Yes, like
Dorothy Caesar. She left without ever saying a thing. Put this on record.
Yes.
There was a woman called Dorothy Caesar. Kamwenje chitagwenda somewhere. 2 Sanjo 3.
3.
She broke a record of entering Parliament
without saying any word.
And leaving that Parliament after 15 years without ever saying one sentence.
Why should you be?
Not in the corridors, not to the media.
Let me come to Miss.
Regardless the problems the district has.
Like I'm giving information.
Yes,
there's a statement which my colleague, Honorable Dr. Ssenyonyi made when she was in her campaigns, that there is no English in that Parliament. People should give her vote so that she goes and
speak out
the English. People have never
for
had
people
about
to
it.
understand.
Why has she said? Because doesn't mean that the women who are there do not go to school. Because they cannot express, they cannot speak. They cannot stand up and speak or sabotage or speak that English and utter and present their people.
Night, allow me to stop you from there. There is a gentleman called Odaka Asmani. I said, ask Asara to call me, otherwise I'm enjoying the program. Thank you so much.
Asara has looked through. We are jealous.
Odaka, thank you so much for watching.
Okay.
Let me come to you, Fiona. What do you think of our parliament today generally when you look at it?
Let the rules work. Today when I was preparing to come here, I heard over the radio that some old guards, the MPs, are planning actually to step down come 2026 because they feel it's a shame. They have embarrassed the country, they have embarrassed themselves, and they feel it's time to go. The person in question was Minister Muyingo. He has already declared he's not interested in coming back, come 2026.
Even my MP from Koboko, Honorable James Baba.
Yes. So that's good, but I don't feel it was done in a good spirit. Let the law work. If it is 3 terms, let it be utilized that you are going to serve 3 terms, be on direct, be on affirmative. Let the law work. Yes.
The law does not put it.
No,
now let it be formulated and works on them.
To formulate a bill that is going to work on them, really? Do you think?
Yeah,
so?
because they were beginning to say that now the president is going to have 7 years. He's going to have 2 terms. Why can't they trim for the MPs also?
Oh, so, by the way,
of course.
Yes.
Why are the MPs making so much noise about the
President?
president? And
Yes.
they say themselves,
Yes.
Mama Milia Chamba, the one of the
And that's why
in the system that I admire, regardless of them being in the system.
And
She's preparing to come back.
And if that doesn't happen, we the
Kenya
activists shall take it on the street and sensitize Ugandans to tell them that, look, it's overdue for you. We know you have overserved, and we are tired of your wrong serving because it has yielded no results. So we activists now our role to sensitize Ugandans on which direction should the country take.
But is that house still a representative of your views as Fiona?
For now, it's a business venture. Because when you see what is happening in the office of the speaker, you cry. When you see what is happening in the office of the deputy speaker, you cry. Then what is it?
Then you are not even allowed to cry. If you cry loud enough and they hear
they
you,
will torture you.
But now there is also something. In fact, before I even ask you that, because these days the people who come out to scorn at that or to speak about that, they are looking at them like they are playing politics. Yesterday, I think the leader of opposition came out to say, as the speaker and parliament were giving you 7 days to come and account to Ugandans for the accusations that have been raised about you. And now Ugandans are against Ssenyonyi, that you are playing politics. Why is it that Ugandans have this? But before you answer that question, please comment on the extravagance, if hypothetically it's true, and these allowances are actually really real, and you have an average of a speaker spending 400 million every week, and you have a speaker wearing a $13 million dress. Aren't we back to the Mary Antoinette of 1789?
It is terrible. It is terrible. And these things, as people continue to hear, the Ugandans, there is someone I was telling that the only saving grace these Marie Antoinettes and overspenders of our taxes are still having. The only reason they haven't even been lynched on the street is because some of this information has not yet trickled down to the real commoner. And that's why you see when they...
But the real commoner
That is why the real commoner, they are beginning to learn now. But it hadn't really sunk. We didn't know the figures. Nti speaker ayambala ekiteeteeyi kya euro 15, oba kya euro mutwalo mulamba, oba kya euro emitwalo 3. Leka nkubuulire. That is why you see there is a big stick waiting in the hands of Owoye Sigire, Enanga, Mugume to beat Nana, because Nana, if allowed 2 minutes on her march towards police headquarters, she might say 2 sentences that will go to a woman in Owino, a woman in Koboko. Sarah might say something that will reach the real woman in Aru at the bottom. Yes. Mukisa gwe bakyalina okujolonga bannayuganda nga babaliira ensimbi wenkanidde wano kiri nti information eno tennaba kunnyikira bulungi ku muntu wa wansi, otherwise bajja bakuba amajama bulungi, otherwise they are going to lynch these leaders. I'm telling you, I'm not a prophet of doom. But if this information reaches omukazi atudde ne lumonde mu Owino kati ajidde kuloole okuva e Masaka n'aleeta lumonde amutunde 2,000 for a kilogram of sweet potatoes. And she has only brought half a sack. And you tell her that the Speaker of Parliament, a girl born and raised in Bukedea, now thinks she's to be beautiful, she must wear a dress of 50 million.
It's exaggerated.
These people are going to be rich.
Million.
I'm not exaggerating. Sentence
Record.
Euro nzimanyi.
3,000 euros.
Euro enkumi nyejo mitwalo ejo milioni nga abiri we. Sente zino nzikutteko sebo nzendi business woman. Nzimanyi ozivunula. Naye omukisa abakulembeze baffe gwe mukyalina. Nze mbawulira not as a prophet of doom, siri mulanzi wa bibi. Abantu bano be mukinyeeko mujoge mujolonge. Nti bakuzaala bukedde ya mu nsoko lyeri nti naye olwokuba ofunye omukisa n'obuzaabuza abantu ne bakulonda n'olinnya n'ozunga mu FDC n'ogenda wali n'ofuna ekifo ng'oli speaker mu kifo ky'okukiikirira abakyala nabo abali ku lumonde nti kiro ya lumonde we egendeko ku kakage fulumeke eggwanga afune ssente ozze mu kwezza ssente ogabire omwagalwawo Range Rover mb'oyambala ebiteeteeyi bya miliyoni 4 abakyale bukedde ya mukyala munnange bajja kukuba amajjo olunaku.
But is she the only one? Why is everyone scolding?
We are using examples that are at hand.
Because
so me,
why are we talking about the man on the helm? For him, what should we say about
There are so many. There are so many. We are too confused now. Mpuuga has taken 500. Atatu awulidde balina be bawa data n'ekikumi. It's confusing. There are many. And these are previously people that people have voted because they have gone to the communities and told them Museveni uses 2 billion a day. What is the difference today between Museveni and the couple that is the face of opposition in Uganda? Tell me that. Tell me the difference between Museveni's family and the family of Kyagulanyi today. It is not there. That is why we must encourage Ugandans. Mwetanire nnyo omukulembeze atayina position gyakusaba, but they are only bringing you information. Yeah. Following nnyo arina itoba asala oba nnana. Nti information gyenkuwa sikugambye nti mpa office ya woman MP Kampala newankubadde nga ngisobola temusobola ogimpa sinnaba kugibasaba kuba manyi nti sigyetaaga kyenjagala okubawa is information nti mu byobufuzi bya Africa so far munywerere ku kulwanyisa effuga bbi erireetebwa abo abamaze okukwata obuyinza n'abatannabukwata bonna mubatunuulire mulenzi yeeki Parliamentary, it's not just full of NRM MPs.
Exactly. No.
When did you hear that when they were giving Ebyoja Muliro these 140 million, the one Kagabo attempted to take back and the Mali's team, when did you hear that the opposition side has rejected this money and stood for the commoner? No. When it's about money, they speak the same language. When you come out to talk about police brutality against women, they are dumb. So when they want to pretend to give you a voice, they will go alone as women MPs in Black Gomesi. They will invite none of you because they already have an arrangement. This is going to work for them to go and use for campaigns. The next Chisanja.
Political capital.
Omuntu eyajja mu buyinza because of protest. Bwe baali baprotestingira mu mpale nga njulifu. Police bayuzizza empale. When they arrive, they don't want to hear of any street protest. Nayogera n'abakulu mu opposition. Sijja bamenya manyi. Bakalulu kaakabu. Nti mwatusanyusa nnyo. You held, resistance using the language of the unheard. Once you're in there, it's about put on a tie, go to Parliament, go to Parliament. In Parliament, we never hear you say the things you said during campaigns. Did these problems stop? These problems haven't stopped. How will let me add this, let me conclude something. These, for example, these inhumane procedures against us women. Yes. By, for example, an institution that should protect and keep order, are all in a way being helped by people that are not talking about them, by people that have platforms but are not talking about these unjust works by Uganda police, for example, against us. Right now, I call upon you women in this country. It's therefore time for direct action. Direct action against anybody feeding injustice. It doesn't matter if it's someone in the incumbent system or somebody purporting to be opposition, but their mannerisms make no difference. They are all spenders. They all believe that an MP should earn 30 million, while a police officer The girl that they are endangering to throw on the TV, arresting Nana, is waiting for 270,000 as salary.
As salary.
The legislator pretending around these actions taking place, sitting there and not being able to say, the police should not even be a force, it should be a service. The member of parliament in there who can't say, police should not be beating women on Women's Day. Police should help women to bring their thoughts to us, to the house. Why do you think he's quiet? He wants that position for business interests, for his personal interests.
Let me come with you. Let me come, as you add on, just a question. So where does this leave the woman down there? Because the leaders don't look like they are like the people they lead. They look very alienated and different.
Let me tell you.
Where is the woman?
Let me tell you. Let me give the exact thing which is happening in the ground. Like especially that down woman there. She knows that every time during campaigns, she must get her 1,000, 2,000 of buying shop or salt. Because this is a woman who has been carrying her cassava, carrying her potatoes to go to the market to look for 2,000. But now there is free 2,000 shillings, which is coming. That's now the mindset of women. Actually, especially, let me say, I've moved. Almost in all these districts in Uganda, I've moved during the campaigns of West J. I've moved in those districts because I was one of how do you call it, foot soldier, but we call it a bodyguard. Okay. I've ever moved. I've found that everything women are going through is similar. You get it? So now, this is a woman who is up here, instead of pulling that woman, of telling her the truth, she will never tell her because she first wants to enjoy. Let me come to your point. When you look about those women of this country, you really know that these women are suffering. They don't have a place where to report their issues. Women member of parliament, there are only few women, 30%, who goes back to their women to speak to them and get their issues. When you go right now in a hospital in maternity wards, I'm a woman, I've given birth to children not until 2018, when they have damaged my uterus. I no longer even see menstruation. I no longer even, I cannot give birth unless otherwise something must be happen. I don't have the money. You see? If I had the money, maybe something somewhere, I fly off and I may maybe do something. We are among those women who have been divorced because we don't have part of our bodies. We cannot perform. Men are always happy when you marry a woman must perform in the bed. A woman must give you birth. Baby, he must give you baby. You get it? And what people don't know in this world, we as mothers of this nation, without us menstruating, we cannot have a human being.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are all in this world
because
of the result of menstruation. Without that, never. Even a man cannot enjoy. Even there are some men who enjoy their women when they are in a menstruation period, which is actually not supposed to be like that. So now we who have been damaged by this government. And I've always been proud when people say that, now for you, Sarah, you are very poor, you don't have money, and you don't want to come to NRM government, you don't want to come and support NRM so that you get your capital money. But I've ever tell people I'm always proud of what I am, and I'm comfortable of what I am, even how poor I am, but my children go to school. My children go to school, despite of how they are following us, how they are mistreating us indirectly. By not doing anything in this country, our children go to school.
Yes, please.
Me who have reached even up to the extent sometimes when the term has begun and my children have not gone to school, I go back home and I get everything in my house, I sell it off. I pay my children's school fees. I come back and I sit, I begin life. Again. I make sure whatever I buy in my house, it is an asset to be invested. Is a school fees. We who are single mothers, not me alone. Me, I'm somebody who doesn't feel ashamed. If you think you want to shame me or to want to embarrass me, I get that ball and I throw it back on you. You'll be the one who will be embarrassed. Because I know what I do. I really thank the Almighty God the way how He has created me. I've never been a pretender. What is wrong is wrong. What is right, and that is me. That's why I'm saying, whether this time, whether with the money or without money, I'm contesting in a rural city for woman member of parliament. And if all goes well by the God's grace, I will be there. Then you'll see how we shall advocate to see how we can. You remember when we are...
But you're entering a house that is full of scorn. Do you really want to join such a
I need to be there. Me personally, I need to be there.
How will you talk when you have 40
Because
million?
me, I have that lobbying capacity. Me, as Sarah, I can influence and I have that lobbying capacity.
But do you think you'll be able to fight when you have 40 million in your neck, in your pocket?
I can. How many times have I refused money in the district? How many times? That's why you see majority of councillors go out when they have money. But me, I've ever come out every 5 years. I come out, I remain the same. I work. By the way, I'm going to tell that one without fear or favor. I'm a very hard-working woman. If it couldn't be like that, with what this current government has made on me, I've remained lame permanent. And when you cannot look at me properly, you never know that there's something wrong with me.
With your health.
Even you saw what happened in 2018 during the by-election in Arua.
Yes.
Would I have been here right now? No. But I said, my heart, I said I should fight for the women, for this country, for the citizens of this country, until something must be done right.
Okay. Let me
whether right now, and I've ever said, whether we human beings will like it or not, there is life and death. There is young and old. There is where you can grow and you get old. I've ever said that. President Museveni, whether he will not leave that city now, we shall continue advocating like the way how we IPC women advocated for houses for police officers and military. Because they were living in a very miserable mama in Poli. We came out and advocate for that. Our chairperson was Ingrid. We advocate for that. But now, when we came out, even the government himself realized that this is wrong. They started pretending building some small houses in the barracks for police officers, improving it a bit. And most of those houses, by the way, police, when we come out to talk, I sometimes feel disappointed when police come out and begin arresting us, beating us, and yet we are advocating for what? Really, we are looking at them.
I have learned something about that.
You get it? And when you go around this country, you find that most of these institutions are these buildings are built by the regime of Dr. Milton Obote and me. The only thing the current government is doing that renovating, and because of shame, just putting a small something.
Could be. Let me bring in Fiona.
But in actual sense, let me tell you, we are here to advocate for women. Women should not fear. They should come out. It's not a matter of money, it's a matter of what is coming out of your mouth.
Quality of your mouth.
Yes,
let me come to
and to speak to them for the women.
Yes, these women have at least been empowered. Many girls have at least attained an education as we speak today. Many girls are brilliant, and you think they are in positions where they can actually assert themselves, but they have failed to do that. They have failed to come for power, for parliamentary, maybe elections.
Platforms.
They have failed. They have, well, so far also failed to come for the activism itself. How do we utilize these young people or these women to be able to create something and have an impact in their country? Feels like they have put politics aside. It's not for them.
Yes, the young generation in Uganda is doomed, as I can see and say. The young generation has been brainwashed by the government that it's good for you to even abuse your mother and you get money. It's good for you to even undress on the street and get the money. And this has been done so much on girls. And I'm so much worried where the young generation is heading to. I'm sharing the same words with you. Because when you look at ministries that are supposed to help in this area, they are not there for any generation, for this young generation. They are not there. So the young generation is not sensitized, it's not redirected, it's confused. I've witnessed a lot of events that are to do with the young people. You just feel like you go on the street, echo out your issues, whether they arrest you or not, but you talk to the young women. In the evening on the streets of Kampala now, it's normal business for young people to sell their bodies.
Exactly.
I don't know who normalized this. I don't know who is even sponsoring it. I don't know who is interested in it. Can't the government do something in stopping prostitution in Uganda? I mean, had put a law that even when you are seen putting a miniskirt, be dealt with.
Yes.
How about these girls who come naked on the Kampala streets during daytime and they sell themselves?
What do you want them to do? They don't have the jobs. They don't have money. You want them to just
This
be
tells us
hungry?
all that the government we are under is bad. And we activists should actually continue and energize ourselves to advocate for the rights of Ugandans, minus that we don't have a country, we don't have a new generation. Our children are watching what the other ones are doing on WhatsApp, because now our children who are in schools are also told to get phones.
This is
and you put data
.com world.
because they're supposed to study online while they are in their holidays. Before they open the phone, this naked girl of the same age is doing her things.
Nicole,
And Nicole,
Yes, that's
pretty
the
Nicole,
moral degeneration that we
the
have today
immoral
nowadays.
generation we are living in. And this immoral generation, nobody's guiding. Everyone is fighting for kintu kidogo in my pocket, kintu kidogo in my pocket, whereas the young generation is completely perishing. So the other day my daughter was saying, hey mommy, have you seen the things they talk about Pretty Nicole? Is she at school? I hear she sat in she sat P7. Is she a student really? Is she what? I said, what is it about her? I pretended I don't know, yet I knew. Then she narrated to me, what I'm seeing, they say she's pregnant, they say she undressed. I said, ignore that girl, she's not going to educate you.
You just tell her that is a demon.
Yes, she needs to be prayed.
Yeah.
So that's how bad and worse it is in our current situation.
Okay, Nana, in these few last minutes we have, the question of moral degeneration, the young girls you are fighting for are enjoying themselves, they are doing funny things, they are in bars, they are looking for, they are drinking jerry cans for funny reasons.
That's the legacy of the ruling government.
Bad government.
The a government of 38 years, that's their legacy. Direct legacy.
Yeah.
Direct.
Killed our children.
These days, alcohol is everywhere, especially for men. Now,
It's the direct legacy of that. What do you expect if they have been disempowered in terms of education?
Yes.
Education seems to give people absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
The average university graduate is not even bothered about governance or their community. The words we are speaking here, we women of 40s and kitamba on the head, should be stuff that is being said by these undergraduates and the younger girls.
what are they saying on Twitter?
What are they saying on Twitter? If you are talking Women's Day, can we see that women get empowered differently? Can we see that women especially get empowered with their right to express themselves? Because no governance can work right without being given feedback. No governance can go forward, no government can succeed. You might for 35 years gag people and stay in power, gag people and stay in power. There will always come a time when something will burst like a volcano. The things that people have kept in and bottled in, when they spill over, you might get burned. So when you say what can be done, moral decadence, for me, I throw it back to you. It is the direct legacy of everyone, from Mwami Museveni to the wife who heads education.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
It is the direct
Minister for
legacy
ethics.
of ministers that have been in those positions for years. It's the behavior of the girl in Kamuli today who is in this corridor in Jinja trying to make a quick buck from sex work. Is the direct work of Mama Kadaga.
Okay, because of time, I'm going to stop you there. Please also talk
Allow
about
me to complete this.
You're going to complete that, but
Therefore,
also add in the element of women in prison. We've not talked about them, but they are going through a lot of challenges there.
And these are the things we come to say to power when we get beaten. These are the things we come to say in power to the people in power. But who is allowing to hear? Just to hear. Nana, tell you, I visited prisoners, and this is what they were saying. They were being tortured, they were being denied this, they are being taken to gardens of government officials to till and make business for them. How shall the nation hear these things? If the immediate person who puts up their hand, you know what, I have to say this is not going right. How shall we improve there?
Unfortunately,
It is therefore very important.
Even if you want to go and address women to talk about that, they say you're influencing, you're inciting violence. They must take you
No,
inside.
right now,
Yeah,
Sarah and Twaire and I are we are like wanted people in police.
We are wanted.
I can't try to cross the border now. We are held on incitement to violence.
Yes.
Why are we? Why is that so? On Women's Day, we saw it fit to set out. First, talk to the authorities. They are my fellow women. Nana won a court case. How are you leading by example? As an institution that's upholding security, service of the nation, what example are you setting? That you did something as grave as beating up a pregnant woman at a headquarters of such an institution. And that the High Court in the same country found you guilty, ordered you to do ABC, and for 4 years you have ignored to do that. What example is being set? Total disguise of rule of law. It's all just rule of the gun. I don't know how many guns came to collect 3 women and a child.
And how many vehicles?
Give us your parting shots in a minute.
Therefore, my parting shots shall be, you earlier asked, are there no other means you can express these views? Who says we haven't tried other means? Before we went on Women's Day, I had been in communication with the same institution. And I only began that communication this year.
Okay.
But I waited for the past 3 years. Nobody talked about it. We have tried. The normal ways have been tried. But we haven't been responded to positively.
Okay.
And therefore the time now, for me as Nana, as a woman who believes that Uganda and Ugandans deserve better, the time now, the call I make, it is time for direct action.
Okay.
Our objective as human rights defenders, as we speak these words, women should be protected.
Yes.
Justice must be realized. Institutions like police must lead by example. I call upon people to take on direct action against injustice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please quote me that I am even giving you ways on how to do that. Do not be silent. Ekikuluma kyogere. Oba okubwa, oba otyoboolwa, oba nabane kuvaamu nga nze speak up. Kyotidde okwogera kindeetere, kitwalire oyo akukulembera gw'omanyi nti anaakyogera. Abano abatukulembera abavuddemu okulya obuli ssente, abo nabo I can give you a way around them. Heckle them.
Okay.
Heckle political leaders that are eating our taxes. Heckle them, make it absolutely impossible for them to do these things and remain peaceful. No. I'm a preacher of non-violence. I'm a preacher of non-violence. But we must non-violently create an absolutely impossible condition of affairs for these abusers.
Okay.
Absolutely impossible condition. I am meaning that as Nana, I'm under the charge of inciting violence. You think I'm going to stop? As I speak, I have books in my car. I want to share those books free of charge to whoever wants to open it and see a point or one on what to do next.
Nana, time is up. Time is up. In a minute, Miss Knight, please also give us your parting shots.
My petition will be, we are not going to stop talking to the women. And we are not going to actually to fear the government, because this government belongs to us. We are going nowhere. We are Ugandans. We are mothers of this nation. We believe in us that if we continuously talk to the people of this country, to the women of this country, one time, one day, they will hear. Okay. They will listen to that. They will prove it, that really those women are not fighting for themselves. They are fighting for the common cause of this country. Okay. You get it?
Thank you.
So never give up. We are not going to give up. We are not going to surrender. And that is our motto. And on my post I've ever even written, I've said, I am there to offer leadership and direction.
Okay.
We must be there. You know, God created people differently. When you have that issue in your heart, you have said it that when I come out, then my husband will refuse me, people will not call me, maybe I will not be married, they will see me. Me right now, I'm isolated.
Okay.
But I'm comfortable.
It's okay. Thank you so much.
Because me, I know I have to work and I get school fees for my children. I have to work and eat. Okay. I have to work to get my medicine.
Time is done.
Thank you.
Arena, in just a minute.
Yes. What I can add on is that with the three, Nana, Asara, Fiona, we are torture survivors, women in Uganda. Not the torture didn't come from the blue, from Uganda police. Okay. We are here to tell the nation that for us we have survived, but we want to talk to those who have also survived, like us, to stand with us, and those who haven't faced this torture should know the steps they are going to undertake. If you've been brutalized, you may survive or you may not survive. Yes. Because let me tell you, this country has gone, anyway, I don't want to use the words of it has gone to the hands of the dogs, but it has gone astray. Okay. From the original, from its originality, we knew it from. Okay. Because police is there to protect women and their belongings. Yes. Okay. And they are here to torture women and ensure they die. You get that difference. So let's pray for our mother country. We female activists, in our capacities, we shall continue advocating for peace, well-being, change of good governance, and women's rights. Okay, we are not going to relent.
Thank you so much. That lady is called Fiona Arenaitwe. She's a human rights activist. This one is Asara Knight. And of course, this is Nana Mwafrika.
Nana Mwafrika is saying what? Say what? Police protect the women. Because we are not stopping. We will not stop.
We'll see you tomorrow. It's One Crash Wednesday. We'll have the ladies driving the day. My name is Edgar Matthew Karuhanga. It's a privilege and always a pleasure to have you on the show. From the entire team, thank you, Ted. Thank you, Mr. Arnold Mokosi. And thank you, everybody who has been watching us from the time we started at 8 up to now. See you tomorrow, same time, same station. Good morning, Uganda.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, Real talk.